and welcome to everyone to the official virtual book release party for our extraordinary author, Lo-Ammi Richardson, in the house. We excited, man. We pumped up for you, bro.
Hey, I'm pumped up with y'all. Let's go. Hey, DJ Dion, my brother from another. I just want to say thank you so much for being on the ones and twos. You didn't have to do it, but you did it. I was up there in the background. I was texting Jet. I'm like, yo, we lit. Hey. So, but hey, just wanted to shout out DJ Dizzy. Dion, if you want to get into your fitness mode, you know what I'm saying? If you even trying to, you know what I'm saying, off of some houses, hit my boy up, follow him on the gram. You know what I'm saying? Give him the tag. Give him the tag, Dion.
What's up? Get Fit with Dizzy on Instagram. Dion the Realtor on Instagram. I got all your needs in real estate or working out. But it's not about me. It's about my man Lo. Let's go.
Hey, man, Dion, thank you so much, brother. We'll catch you on the flip side. Appreciate you. All love. Blessings to you, my man.
Love it.
Jen.
Hey. So for those that don't know, my name is Jennifer Tomlinson. I will be the hostess for the evening. And this is my brother. Legitimately, this is my brother. Well, not really, but we're light skinned and we kind of look alike sometimes.
Before Team Light Skin was a thing, we were that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You don't even know.
So I just want to start off by saying welcome to everybody that is here to celebrate my boy Lo-Ammi. It is truly incredible that you could join us tonight and just to celebrate this wonderful moment with my boy Lo-Ammi Richardson. He is a bona fide author now. And some of you guys might know him like I know him, and some of you might not. And for those that don't know a little bit about him, I want to just tell you about him. And we've literally grown up together. We were childhood friends. And I can say I'm so proud of you because you've come a long way, Lo-Ammi.
Man, we made it. You know what I'm saying? Started from the bottom. We're still we not totally bottom, but we like right here. You know what I'm saying? We thriving, man. Just to see the journey, not only for you, but for all of us that grew up, man. I'm just, you know, I'm glad to be in this moment. I never thought in a million years I'll do what you know, I'll be doing what I'm doing, but I'm grateful, you know, truly humbled.
And we're proud of you. You know, hashtag Mighty Hills royalty. You know, we're doing it out here.
Yeah.
Let me tell the people a little bit about you, man, because they don't know. They might not know that you've literally traveled the world. You're an international speaker. Like, that's legitimate. And you've centered your life and your ministry and your message around, honestly, educating and helping people. I'm so proud of the work you've done as a teacher in your life coach stuff. And as long as I've always known you, you've always had a special connection with young people. And so for those that don't know, Lo-Ammi has a great way of connecting with people because he's always going to keep it 100 with you. Like, he's going to be raw, he's going to be real, and he's going to give it to you in a way where you can connect because he's really that dude. He'll tell you his life story to help, you know, kind of motivate you and help you learn something. So it's no surprise that with all of things that he's been able to accomplish over the years, he has found time to write a book. And this book, somehow you made time out of your life to do this. Not a lot of people can say they've done this. And you didn't just capture your story. You were so intentional by making this book help others. So while you're sharing your story in this book, you're actually giving reflective questions in each chapter so that people can connect with you, but also grow and come to self-awareness and identifying themselves. So for those that don't know, the book is called I Am is Greater Than I Was.
There you go. If you ain't see it, now you see it.
Now you see it. And this book, we know it's meant to be inspirational, man, and give practical steps. And like I said, we're just so proud of you, and we're excited. And I told you already. You said I was the second person to pre-order because I'm lit with you. I'm ready.
Right. It's. I have a very small loyalty base, and so as soon as I said I pre-orders are taken, I'm like, I got an email notification. Payment went through. Who is it? Jennifer. Hey, appreciate it. If I sell one book, it's one. I'm good. you built the confidence in me. So I appreciate that.
But we already know what it's about. We know it's going to be awesome. Well, I know it's going to be awesome, and I'm excited. And I think that other people are really excited, right? We have some people that have taken time to record personal congratulations for you, right?
Yeah. Let's see what they have.
Shout out to Lo-Ammi, aka Lo. Congratulations on your first book. You listen, with a vision to encourage young people to not be defined by society and to find their purpose. I gotta take my hat off to you and let you know that the goal is perfect. The goal is perfect, and may the product be just as.
Lo-Ammi, what's going on? It's Andy Mineo. Taking a quick second to send you some love and congratulate you on your new book, Greater Than I Was. That's an incredible feat that you wrote a book, like a whole book. And you should be very proud of that, no matter what, because that's something a lot of people wish they could do or dream to do, and you finally did that and put it on paper. So congratulations for that. I love what you have as your intention for the book, which is to help people find their purpose. I think there's no shortage of that. And so just want to wish you congratulations and wishing you much success on everything that you're about to roll out. My encouragement for you would be that, any book, any piece of art, any writing, for the most part, and this is me being an artist telling you this takes a long time for people to find these things, and it's usually a slow burn. I know we put so much work in. I put so much work into albums and singles, and then they come out, and I'm like, isn't the whole world ready for this? And a lot of people are just discovering that stuff years later for the first time. So don't be discouraged that these processes take a long time, or it might just blow up and be New York Times bestseller first week. That's what I'm hoping for you. But no matter where you fall in that gamut of how it's received, if you love this work and if this work is something you feel called to, continue to just ring that bell. I mean, I'm 10 years into being a signed artist and making rap, and I still feel like I'm just getting started. 20 years of rapping all together. So continue to push, continue to be consistent, and roll out great content that's going to make people turn their head, pay attention, and hear what you got to say. Much love to you. All right? Take it easy.
Bro, hashtag Pine Hill royalty, bro. That's crazy.
Hey, so shout out to my social media manager who put this thing together. I told her what I would like to transpire. I went to their concert last year, I believe, and we made a connection and whatever. And so I don't know if they vaguely remember me, but I don't care. They shouted me out, and you know what I'm saying? It was good to, see that, man. So it was a blessing for sure. I'm mad humbled. You know what I'm saying?
And don't forget, you got the propaganda shout out too. I saw that on Instagram.
Yes, I did. That one kind of threw me by surprise because that one I don't know him, and so propaganda is one of the dopest spoken word artists I believe is out there, and Lecrae, and especially Andy Mineo, like as an artist, for him to say what he said.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Like his music has helped me a lot through a lot of adversity, man. So,
well,
shout out.
We are just so excited for you, man. Like I'm telling you, like that right there is just a symbolic, a symbol of all the people that got you. We love you and we support you. And so some of us, like I said, I pre-ordered mine. You got a couple of pre-orders, but those that are, celebrating with us right now might not actually have a copy. So they might have an opportunity tonight to get a copy, right?
Yes. So we already know who we are giving some giveaways. So I do want to say, I'm going to drop a link in the chat. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't pre-ordered, technically pre-orders conclude today, but because I'm in a festive mood, just know that three books have been purchased by a sponsor to give away. We already have 2 winners, so we're going to announce that. If we don't announce it today, we'll definitely reach out to you. Hopefully the person who's supposed to announce it comes on, but if not, we'll definitely shout y'all out. But I do have 2 more books to give away tonight, and we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Like, tag somebody in the comment below, and we'll figure it out how we gonna get this book to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's really about the message, Jen. I want to get this message out. Yes, of course, you got to eat, right? So we have to put a price to the book. But at the end of the day, I truly believe in this message, and I want this message to go out. And so if anybody will benefit from this book, or somebody who could, tag them in the comments below, and you know what I'm saying? We'll see what we can do at the end of tonight,
And that really is a testament to your purpose and your mission in life, and why I know this book is more than just like an artifact of your life story. Like, you really are about helping people, working with people, educating, inspiring, motivating people. And the fact that you're, like you said, like, yeah, I got to eat, but at the same time, I just want to get it out. It's just a testament to your purpose in life. And we see that. So I guess it would be, if some of us have pre-ordered and somebody might win a copy, maybe we want to get a taste of what's in the book.
Oh, you want me? You know what I'm saying? So this is story time with Lo-Ammi Richardson.
So,
you know what I'm saying? There are many chapters in this book. Only 10. There's not too many. There's about 100 and let me get the official count here. 108 pages. You know what I'm saying? Also, you can go to my website, loammirichardson.com, and you can pre-order your book there. But I am going to read a little bit from a book. It's from chapter Chapter 6. The chapter is entitled Dream Chasing. And one of the things that's unique to this book is I try to bring practical examples, practical steps that people could take and really, live through. And so as I kind of discuss my aspiration to be a basketball player and all of these things, I wasn't the biggest or fastest. I was a shooter. So shout out to Curry. You know what I'm saying? Before there was Steph Curry, there was Lo-Ammi Richardson. But one of the sections in this book, in this chapter, and specifically, I talk about how your dreams can come in reality. So I'm just going to read a little bit from this book, from this chapter. It says, so how do dreams become reality, and how is greatness attained? Here are some tips that I have learned while reflecting upon my journey. Number 1, find your dreams and invest in them. There are no shortcuts to dreams. Be willing to give up everything to pursue those dreams. Fall in love with the grind, the everyday struggle, the sacrifices, and ultimately the path that leads you to the greatness you desire. During those moments when you want to give up, find a way to fall in love with those moments. It's during our darkest times that we appreciate the light at the end of the tunnel. Remember, there's always sunshine after the rain. Know that what doesn't kill you will only make you stronger. Just as seed needs to be buried in order for it to grow, bear in mind that the glory is often found amongst trying moments. So push yourself through those difficult times. The second thing to achieve your goals, don't settle for anything less than what you want to achieve. Make use of every opportunity given to you. Set high standards and hold yourself to them. 3, be a learner. Learn from other people's successes, achievements, and failures in order to be the best you can be. You must learn from the best. Find those people, be around them, immerse yourself in growing and perfecting the craft that you have been gifted with. Read, watch videos, ask questions, and create a network of people that you can share your thoughts, ideas, and struggles with. When I trained, I sought advice and tips from people who played professionally. I trained with these professionals, watched them play, and asked them questions I felt was necessary for me to expand my knowledge of the game. Never settle or become complacent with your efforts. Keep on learning. By doing this, you will be pushing forward towards the greatness you want to achieve. Never get to the point where you feel you have arrived or that you have made it. Learning is a process and not a destination. Point number 4, in order for you to allow your dreams to become a reality, create a list of goals. Then write a short list of short-term sacrifices you are willing to make in order to accomplish that goal. Oftentimes, people yearn for the glory, but dodge the tedious tasks necessary to get there. Don't be that person. Tackle those tedious tasks. Make those sacrifices, even if it means forgoing the snooze button, skipping the fast food, and turning down the chance of hanging out with your friends. Keep those goals at the forefront of your mind. Recognize that sacrificing short-term happiness may be what it takes to meet your goals and have long-term success. Finally, 5th point, character counts. Character and mindset will determine your work ethic. Character is formed by hard, stern battles with self and overcoming your self-doubts. One must criticize themselves closely and not allow bad traits to remain uncorrected. Meditation is key to developing the character needed. In order to become a better version of yourself, take time to reflect on the shortcomings and seeking ways to overcome those poor traits. There must be an earnest purpose to carry out the master plan that you have set for yourself. Put in earnest, careful, persevering effort to break away from bad habits and associations that will sway you away from your goal. From that, form that character that counts. So consider the type of character you need to develop in order to achieve your goals. As mentioned in this chapter, I started off with the right attitude, but not the right work ethic. Learn from me and go the extra mile. Take that extra step. Achieve that goal by be willing to go the extra mile. Too often we are satisfied what could have been instead of what was achieved. The mindset is the difference between success and failure. One of my favorite phrases teaches that actions repeated form habits, habits form character, and by character, our destiny is decided. Now, if only I had followed the same advice back then that I'm giving now, if I had done this, I wonder how life would have been different. I can't change the past, but I do wish I can go back and do things over, for I'm curious to what could have been. I want to go back to dream chasing. And then I conclude, and then I have some reflecting questions. What goals have you set for yourself? Have you accomplished your goals? If so, describe your feelings the moments you accomplished those goals. Have you ever been in a situation where you chose a shortcut over the difficult road? Share what the experience was like. How do you think things would have turned out if you took the difficult road instead? And in your opinion, what should I have done differently? So I even let people know in each chapter, like, what do you think I should have done in my past that you can learn from my mistakes, that you don't have to make them to propel you to chase your dreams? And so that's just a small snippet of chapter 6 and just practical principles that I've learned that I wish I would have learned back then that I applied in this book. And so this is why I believe this book is really going to impact lives. And so that's, an excerpt from chapter 6, Dream Chasing, from my book, I Am is Greater Than I Was.
I think that's so profound. Like, I often think about too, like, man, if I had accessed levels of excellence in my youth and like actually listened to people that try to push me harder, what could have I accomplished? Because it's amazing that we're doing dope things now despite of, but man, if we actually didn't have to learn the hard way, what could we have accomplished? So,
right. Right. And so sometimes we look at our tragedies and we look at them as failures, but our tragedies and failures are stepping stones to our success, right? You're not defined. And this is why, like, even the shirt that I have today, you can go to my website and buy the shirt, but you know what I'm saying? Like I am is greater than I was. And for who I am will be who I will be, what my destination was, right? So who I was doesn't determine who I am today. For who I am today will propel me to who I will be. And that's the message. That's what I want to inspire this generation to ultimately, accomplish and see for themselves.
So let me ask you something. You, in the book, I heard you say glory is found during those trying moments. Were there times in your life where, I don't know if you want to speak to us, like where you skipped the trying moment for a fast or easy way to get to a goal?
Absolutely. And this is not like, it's been perfected, Jen. Like, at the end of the day, I found myself, even when I graduated, the one of the other things about this book is that I was doing my degree at the same time while traveling abroad. Wow. So I was doing my bachelor's degree, traveling to Taiwan, traveling to, the Middle East, and writing this book all at the same time. And there was moments where I did make shortcuts, right, to try to reach my destination. But and even in my upbringing, all of the major mistakes that I made was I didn't appreciate those moments where I needed to work hard. My goal and aspiration was to make the varsity team for high school. Couldn't do it. Why? Because I was goofing off. I wasn't really, paying attention to my grades and doing the schoolwork that I needed to do in order for me to achieve that goal. So what was the shortcut? Well, I'll skip my schoolwork and I'll go party instead. And those are the moments that I realized for myself that I didn't really push through. And even as and these are patterns that I developed over the years. And so in order for me to obtain, this is why I said in that chapter, one of the biggest points, like, we're a seed, and in a seed, it must be buried. and understanding those moments of darkness that you think like everything around you is, in order for a seed to grow, it needs to be buried. Us, you need to put crap on it, manure on it, right? So even the crap that life has thrown on you, it allows you to allow that seed to germinate, to establish roots in order for it to produce the fruits that is necessary for people can see. And when you eat a sweet fruit, understand that is connected to the root and the soil that was developed. And so that's ultimately the lesson I had to learn. Even now, when I in my darkest moments, I'm like, I just want to give up. I'm going to take the shortcut. No, what is it that I need to learn about myself in this moment in order for me to grow?
It sounds like you're teaching us, the art of even while we're trying to achieve a goal, and during the rough patches, to just to not look for shortcuts through it, but to really work through it, because there's going to be, like, the goal is there. You just have to keep pressing on.
Right.
And the fact that you're saying that the book writing process, even in itself, unearthed like some old patterns that you might have in the past could have gotten stuck on or given up on. Tell us some more about that. What was the hardest part of this book writing process, you think, or what kind of old habits started to creep in that you had to like talk yourself through?
Two things: consistency and this idea of perfectionism. It has to be perfect, so I'm not going to do it. And consistency, like you think about, I want to write a book, right? And so immediately you start writing. Then there's times where you have writer's block. Life gets, life comes at you. You got to worry about finances. You got to do the speaking appointment. You got school assignments. You got everything happening. But at the end of the day, what about this book? Well, I don't feel like doing it, man. Let me go play Xbox. Let me go play ball. Let me go do something else. Yeah. But in reality, for me to achieve this, it's a reminder, and my degree as well. I'm getting my book framed. I get everything framed. Everything that was monumental in my life, I get it framed as a reminder that degree wasn't a shortcut. This book wasn't a shortcut. I had to chip away at it slowly but surely. And those moments where I couldn't put an hour worth of my time, I put 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes. Sometimes I'll put 2 hours. One day I remember chugging energy drinks, and I'm just writing away. And my man Taurus, who's going to be on here to give a word, he gave me a slogan that to this day it has been ingrained in my mind. He said, "Type like a drunk man, edit like a sober man."
Yeah.
And that principle was just like, let me just get this stuff out. And then the beautiful thing about this journey, Jen, was getting people to trust, having people who bought into my vision and was willing to make my dream come into a reality. And this is 2 years in the making. It wasn't like it happened last week. The title, the book cover, everything. And so consistency and perfectionism is really the two biggest hindrances that caused me to quit on this book. I don't have the time. I'm tired. I don't want to put the energy into this, and it's not going to be good enough. I second question, and God honest truth, it wasn't until I actually got the packages of the book and I gave it to a lady who purchased it that says, "This title is phenomenal, and I love the way this book feels." And it wasn't then till I saw somebody else appreciate my work that I realized, like I really did this. You know what I mean? Like before, it was, I just got to get it out. I just got to get it done. And so those are the two biggest, I think, in my moments of darkness and those lessons where that creeping in is like, where's the shortcut? How can I take the short path less traveled and just ultimately quitting? Well, it's not going to be good enough. So I don't want to send it. I don't want to do it because who's going to want to listen to my story? And when you get the first purchase, second purchase, the third, 50 people pre-order a book, you're like, 50 people want to hear my story. They want to read my story. So perfectionism, I believe, is something that we've created in our mind.
Yep.
Perfection doesn't exist in regards to art and creation. Just create. And so those are the two major lessons I learned about myself throughout this process, for sure.
It's crazy because you say, like, one of the tips you say is, even if I don't have the hour, I can at least put 5 minutes. So like the consistency tip for yourself was a way you were able to kind of press through even when it gets rough. What other tips or techniques can you share with the viewers, like when things get rough, what are some ways to fight through so that we can stay consistent and fight through the imposter syndrome, the perfectionism, and that kind of stuff?
Take a step back. You know, sometimes we try to force the issue. We try to push ourselves to do something that we don't have the creative space to do. Sometimes breaking out of the routine and doing something to allow your mind to kind of go elsewhere and coming back gives you a fresh perspective and a fresh outlook to what you was writing. I was editing and pre-editing and post-editing as I was writing. Like, this doesn't make sense, only because I broke away from the cycle and did something that this happened the other day. I had to do a 1-minute video promo for a church, and I found myself doing it 8 times, 9 times, 10 times, 12 times. And I was beating myself up. I was like, let me just go for a walk. Let me listen to a song. Let me come back. And boom, I did it. I knocked it out the ballpark. Right. And so that's anybody who's in that creative space, or if you feel like you have that block, or you feel like you don't have time, you do have time. It doesn't have to happen tomorrow, but little by little, you can. If I can do, like, listen, I tell people, if I can do it, anyone can do it. It's going to be tough. And I was outside of my element when I did this. I got kicked out of school with a less than a 1-point GPA. Like, I wasn't illiterate. I wasn't somebody who liked to read. I didn't like to write. I hated school. Even after, I hate it with a passion. But I felt like the message was so important. And this is why the vision and the goal that I wanted to achieve, if I was going to obtain it, I had to do something outside of my comfort zone. And those moments where I felt like giving up, those moments where I felt like I had mental block, it's okay to set it. It's not going anywhere. Put it aside. Get your mind off things, come back and work on it and chip out of the way, and you can achieve it. That's one of the things that I can tell anybody who's in the thought process of creating a song, a book, coloring, whatever it is, go ahead and do it.
Really acknowledge your testimony, because what you just said, it kind of struck me a little bit. The fact that you had a below 2.0 GPA, you say you're kind of like borderline illiterate because you don't like to read, you didn't like to write, and you wrote a book.
Jen, can I tell you, people will tell me, like, you're a good writer. I like you have a gift of writing. I'm like, okay. I looked at my Facebook post 10 years ago. Oh my gosh. You know how Facebook does the memories? I'm like, who gave me a social media platform to write anything? I was like, there's a comma supposed to go here, a punctuation. But when I affirmed my gift of speaking, it translated into the gift of writing, which I didn't know. And so once you affirm your gift, your purpose, your calling, God opens up other doors that you never thought you could imagine. And to be honest, people say, I think you're a better writer than you are a speaker. And I'm like, I've been making bread and butter off my speaking. I just, but there's a way to be able to communicate.
But okay, put a pin in that, because you just said something else that kind of hit me too. When you affirm your gift, God unlocks other gifts related to it. That's crazy. So if you affirm your gift, you could potentially end up doing things that you never thought you would ever do, or become excellent in areas that you never thought you would even dream about doing.
Exactly.
Be confident in this, affirm that one gift God gave you.
And it wasn't until about 3-4 years ago that I really affirmed my gift of speaking and connecting with people. And because it was one of my good friends, he told me, he was like, if you don't affirm the gift that God has given you, he will take it away. And it's not this fake humility that you say, oh no, I'm not no, that's a gift that God has given you. And as a gift, it opened up other doors where I've ventured into other areas of what I would have known, understanding time management, understanding, principles of, and I was able to utilize the things that I learned because I affirmed my gift. And so I tell people, listen, if your gift is cooking, then cook, cook your behind off. You know what I'm saying? Like, use your cooking skills to bless others, right? If your gift is to draw, then draw something that will inspire others. If you're a photographer, videographer, a teacher, whatever, occupation that God has put in your life, your calling and your purpose, affirm it, and you're going to be surprised how many other doors are going to open up, and you're going to venture into things that you didn't even know that were gifts of yours. But God affirmed that, giving you those gifts because you affirmed their calling and your purpose.
That's such a powerful message, man. And you're already inspiring and motivating just through this little Q&A. It's back and forth we're having. And this is like, it really is your gift. Like, you have this great ability of saying, like I said, being real, being raw, being 100, to really help people get those little like you said, practical tips to help us in our everyday life and potentially unlock levels of excellence. But I do wonder, like, what motivates the motivator? Like, what are the things that you have to put in place to get motivated, to get energized, to be inspired?
Man, sometimes you got to find that's a very good question. And we kind of look for the spark. We kind of look for this, we kind of drive from feelings. And so if I feel inspired, then I'm going to do inspirational things. But that if that feeling is gone, then what do you really have, right? You don't feel like doing anything because I feel down, I feel out, I feel like, life is hitting me hard. So I don't feel like doing anything. But what motivated me is understanding if one person can read this book and it can impact their life in a way where they said, because of your book, my whole trajectory of life has changed and my way of thinking has changed, then that's motivation enough, right? Even when I go up and speak, if there's one person who can feel my message, right, and hear what I have to say, and they can relate to it and it can impact them in a positive way, then I found my motivation. There has been hundreds of times where I felt like I don't feel like preaching, but then I had to look above myself and say, this is not for you. This is for the people who may be out there, who this may be the only time that they're going to hear a message like this, or the only time that they may be able to grab a book like this, or hear your story, hear your testimony, hear the input that you have to give. That's where the motivation lies. It goes back to your purpose because, you think about the greats, Jen, the Kobe Bryants of the world, the Michael Jordans of the world, the LeBron James of the world. I mean, you look at their work ethic, and I'm not saying I have a work ethic like these guys because they're on a whole nother level. But if you understand their principle and they're like, at the end of the day, I want to be the greatest of all time. I want to surpass Michael Jordan. So I'm going to do everything. And they didn't enjoy going to practice and going and training 6 times a day. Like, because I'm pretty sure they felt like just staying home and watching Netflix and chilling and eating ice cream. But they understood that was something greater than themselves that they tried to achieve. And at the end of the day, if they can inspire another generation to do that, and you look at the players that came up after Kobe Bryant and the Michael Jordans that inspired to be like him, that's what makes the struggle beautiful and what allows me to be motivated even when I'm not motivated. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for something greater than myself.
That really resonates with me. Like, I really totally can relate because as an educator, there are lots of days I wake up, when you're in the bed and you're like, how can I quit my job?
Right.
I think everyone has done that. And then you realize I got to pay my mortgage. So you get dressed. But when you don't have a sense of purpose, that's what you just said. Like, it has to go back to something deeper. It can't just be feelings. So when I'm feeling good, I'm the best teacher. But sometimes I feel horrible and I don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like teaching. So what's going to be the thing that's going to light my fire or get me going or still get me helping me reach levels of excellence? And for me, it's having that sense of purpose. Like, I always, like, when I think about each and every student, what I'm really called to do and helping facilitate higher levels of learning and bridging information processing. That's what I'm called to do. And it connects back to my purpose. That's the thing that will drive, get you out of your bed when you don't feel like getting out of the bed, So
and it's during those moments where you're down, I guarantee you, where as soon as like, Mrs. Tomlinson, thank you so much for that lesson that you're like, I wanted to kill everybody. And it kind of puts you there like, oh.
I'm like, you talking about that lesson I just made up in the parking lot?
Yeah. Then you realize, like, wow, this is bigger than me, because if it was up to me, I would have stayed in the car and not have done nothing. But it's those moments where you're out and up, when you're down and out, where you're pushing yourself to do something that that you're affirmed. Is like, okay, I get it. I get why I did it.
And Lo, isn't it too, like, some people that are disconnected from, like, the career and purpose thing might not, sometimes they're mutually exclusive, like sometimes they're not connected. And this is how you get like the really miserable nurse that keeps poking you in the arm with the syringe because she's not calling.
Right.
And there was no sense of purpose to make you want to come and do your job well.
Yeah, and it's because, you know, a calling and purpose are two different things, right? The best nurses, the best doctors, the best teachers, the best whatever are the ones that it says, you know, if I can do this for the rest of my life and not get paid for it, I'm happy. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's I love what I do. There's times where I'm like, man, I really wish I can but I love what I do. It comes with a lot of stresses, anxiety, a lot of downs, you know, but at the end of the day, just to see one life impacted is makes everything that I've been going through worthwhile. And that's the truth.
It's great that you're also good at what you do. So kudos to you. You love what you do and you're good at it.
Yeah, I try my best. I try.
So I only have one question left. All right. I wonder, what are you most proud of about your book?
Man, that I was really able to get out of my comfort zone and share insight about myself that I probably wouldn't have shared with anybody. Being vulnerable in a way where, who knows, hundreds, thousands of people is going to read this book, family who's going to read this book and be like, but it's not against anybody. It's my experience, what I've learned from it, and revealing my imperfections, my own insecurities in a way where I want people to be like, I can relate to that. And thank you for that, you know? And so the biggest thing is not the cover, you know, the book cover, which is dope, you know, shout out to Water Springs Publications for the design, you know, the, you know, and the editing and everything. It's really the story of my life told and going to areas where I wouldn't have gone otherwise. And that's probably the most, like, I did that. I pushed myself outside of my comfort zones. Like, do I share this? Do I not share this? Let me keep it real, but keeping it real vague, right? Instead of being raw and authentic as I've always kind of hung my hat on. And that's the most that I'm proud of. Like, I hope that this will inspire people to allow them to share their story in a way where they can remove the skeletons from their lives and remove the insecurities of what people are going to think. And I put it out there. Mm-hmm. 1395. I put it out there. You want to know what really happened in my life and how I felt and get insight to my upbringing, you know, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I look back at those experiences and I say, man, that's who made me who I am today, you know? Mm-hmm. And so that's the biggest thing that I'm truly proud of is the fact that I put myself outside of my comfort.
That's huge. I don't think people really understand the impact of or the work it takes for a Black man to be vulnerable and how much it's needed in the world. So the fact that you were able to be brave and come into this with, you know, courage to be vulnerable, it's a gift because it's not displayed usually, you know. So, you know, kudos to you for taking that step and being, like I said, you always kept it 100 around us. So I know.
It's different between the people you hang around with. Like, I can't hide nothing from you and the people we grew up with. They know, right? So I'm just affirming what has experienced. But for those who don't, right? Like, okay, because y'all gonna be seeing me. Oh, dang, I didn't know Lo was going through that. He was doing that. You know.
Oh, okay.
It's that type, you know, of insight. So yeah, you know, I kept it real, but I didn't let people in a way where they could say, wow, that's what Lo-Ammi was doing and going through. And so, yeah, you know, that's.
I have another question. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. Please ask away.
For you to get to a place to be even able to be vulnerable and write about it and share it, like, what in your life led to you being this courageous as a Black man? Because I feel like that's something, you know, in our community, we're not good at, you know.
I think the seeing other people that look like me going through the same exact thing. You know, even now working as you know, kind of mentoring young people and everything. Parents would tell me their kid's story and this child is, and I sit there and I chuckle and they're like, you can relate to it. And I'm like, your son was me when I was in 10th grade. right? And I was able to talk to the kid, and does your parent does yep. I can understand. Let me allow you to enter into my world and give you some things that you can understand and relate to. And so again, this book wasn't for me. It was for those who look like me, who doesn't feel like anyone fully understands like anyone could relate to them and understand that in some way. I want them to understand you're not alone. I think the biggest misconception that we face as a society is like, you're the only one who's going through this. And the truth is that you're not. There's other people who are going through it. And if they're not willing to be honest, real, and vulnerable, then I am. And God is even asking me to be more vulnerable. I'm like, I don't think I could be any more vulnerable, but it's like, you have to be more vulnerable. And, there's certain things you got to keep in the closet, but in essence, to the struggle, that's what really inspired me to do it, because it's like, there's not enough, Black male minorities who are sharing their struggles and their battles with mental health, depression, anxiety, self-worth, all of those things that to talk about their home life and the struggle of trying to, get ahead, and then society kicks you back a few feet, right? Because you made one mistake. Even in my book, I talk about my mistakes that I made as a juvenile that affects me to this day, 20 years later, and so I just want people to understand, I relate with you, you know what I'm saying? And you can create your own lane. You can be greater than what you are. Who you are will manifest the greatness that's in you.
That's amazing, Lo-Ammi. Thank you so much for being a model of what Black minority vulnerability looks like. Just thank you. And
I'm trying.
You try.
I'm trying. Lord knows I'm trying. But yes.
Well, we're proud of you, Lo-Ammi. We are excited about this book. Can't wait to get mine that I pre-ordered.
Yes. So just wanted to give a quick plug in, for those who are interested in the book, you can visit my website, Lo-Ammi-Richardson.com. I will continue the $12 pricing to MLK weekend. After that, we're going back to regular price. So if you haven't bought your book, make sure to do so, Lo-Ammi-Richardson.com. Yes. So my brother, I believe we are going to have a word from my brother from another.
Okay.
Taurus, I know he's coming on right now, so we're going to see till he logs in.
Do we have any questions from the audience, maybe?
We'll see. I'm not on the live, but we'll see. Is there any questions from the audience? If not, next one, girl. I'm not entertaining this guy right now, but we do have. I'm going to slide my brother right in. If you guys, I know he's going to hate that I'm doing this, but inside the book, you're going to, when they have the acknowledgments, there's a section that's who you wanted to acknowledge, and this brother's name is in this book. Taurus Montgomery. He is. We connected a few years ago, and throughout the years, I mean, when I call him and I ask him advice for something, he was like, bro, this is what you got to do. All right. And so, as you do this, you got to write this. All right. And you guys are going to get a feel for it. So I just want to say, Taurus, thank you so much, my guy, for coming out and giving a word to everybody. He has been such a phenomenal influence to getting this book started. He's like, bro, you can't go into schools without a book, bro. Like, how a business card gets you into businesses? Well, this book gets you into school. So you're going to have to write this
business card. Absolutely.
I was like, I guess I got to write this book. And then 2 years later, I was sharing. It's like, all right, bet, bro, keep doing it. And so I'm going to slide on out. Jen, I know you're going to do a quick intro to our speaker for tonight. Yeah. And then Taurus, the camera is yours. And then we'll bring you back in, Jen, to close out. But yes, the time is.
Well, let me introduce our guest speaker for this evening to all of our visitors. Taurus Montgomery is a #1 best-selling author, character development coach, and certified speaker. His life is honestly really remarkable. I got to read your bio a little bit. And so Taurus, time of crime, fast money, drug abuse, and being a student athlete in his life actually resulted in wasting his athletic opportunities and underperforming academically. But his life took a 180 turnaround after a major life event in his life. And so now he travels the world sharing his story to everyone. His mission, as in quotes, I'll quote it for you, is to inspire 1 million student athletes to stay out of trouble so they can succeed in school, sports, and life. And he is able to live out this mission through public speaking, authoring books, and his online character development curriculum. We are so glad to have you with us, Taurus Montgomery. We are excited for the message you have for us. And so let's welcome Taurus to the platform.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I'm humble. Shout out to my guy, Lo-Ammi, for just an amazing work that you've done, bro. Like, you know, a lot of people, as a matter of fact, I read a statistic one time that said about 80% of people, I think it was more than that, like 90% of people say they want to write a book, but less than 10% actually do it. So welcome to the 10%, man. Super proud of you. So glad that you're able to get it done. All right. You got it done. It's finished. It's complete. And so, look, I just want to talk to somebody out there today who, you know, we're celebrating with Lo-Ammi. We're excited for Lo-Ammi. You're going to go buy the book, right? Matter of fact, you need to go buy the book. Don't just watch this. All right. I need you to go buy the book. He didn't ask me to say that. All right. He didn't pay me to say that. I don't get nothing from it. But I do believe that you're going to be blessed. I had a chance to get the sneak peek of the book before, several months ago. And so it's going to bless you. All right. It's going to bless you. It's going to bless. Matter of fact, don't just buy one book. I want you to buy 4 or 5 books for some young man, some young woman that you want to bless. Is going to help them. All right. But look, as you're watching this and you're happy for our guy. But there's somebody out there right now who you need to know that there is a book inside of you. All right. There's a story that you have. There's a ministry that you need to give birth to. There's a business that you have. Like, there's something that has been placed inside of you by God to be a blessing to the world. Right. Not only do you have a powerful story, but there are people who need your story. There are people whose lives are going to be better. As a matter of fact, there are some people right now who their life is not going to improve if you don't do what you need to do. All right. If you don't carry out the assignment that you need to carry out. There are family members. Hear me. There are family members who are they haven't told you that they're waiting on you, but there are family members who are waiting on you to do this assignment that only you can do. And it's going to activate something within them so they can become what they want to become. And here's what I discovered, guys, is the main reason, the number one reason why people do not do the things that they know they're supposed to be doing. Like, it was some stuff you said in 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017. Like, it's some things that just been on your spirit. It's been in your heart. It's been in your soul, but you have not done it yet. And the reason why is because of fear. That's right, man. Listen, fear is a killer of dreams. Fear keeps people from, spreading their wings. Fear holds people back. And the thing is that, like, we're afraid of what other people are going to say, when the reality is people are waiting to hear what you have to say. Right. People are waiting on that. And fear, it's natural. Like, it's something that, and this kind of what I'm on right now in my personal time with the Lord. I've been reading and reflecting on fear. And here's what I see, guys. Every time in the Bible, when God shows up to a man of God or a woman of God or somebody he's getting ready to use, one of the first things that he always say is, do not be afraid. Fear not. Do not be afraid. Fear not. Do not be afraid. Why? Because I don't know. It's just this thing, man. We become self-conscious. Oh, people gonna like this. And here's the reality, guys. You don't really need the whole world liking what you're doing, right? You can't reach everybody. Look, even Jesus didn't reach everybody. You know what I'm saying? But there is a group of people out there who need to hear exactly what you've been through, who need to hear your shortcomings, who need to hear how you made it through, who need to hear the story that you have to tell. And I want to challenge you. I want to encourage you in 2021 Do not let this year end without completing the assignment that God has given you. Don't let it come to a conclusion with you saying again, oh man, 2022 gonna be my year. No, 2021, this year right now is your year because you're gonna make it your year. So be fearless, all right? Don't let nothing stand in the way. Don't let nothing, keep you from actually doing what it is that you know you need to do. Lo-Ammi did it, right? It took him 2 years, but he didn't quit. He didn't stop. He didn't give up. He got it done. And now it's time for you to get done, whatever it is that you need to get done. Look, I'm gonna tell you this, and then I'm gonna be out your way. So sometimes we need evidence, right? We need evidence to make sure that what we're doing, right? The thing that we have is what we're supposed to be doing. The assignment is an assignment from God. So I had the opportunity one time to speak for Nike. I do speaking and motivational speaking, all that kind of stuff, whatever, right? So I had a chance to speak for Nike one time, and as when I took this gig, it was only supposed to be one time, right? It's supposed to be one time, and I remember praying and asking God, like, God, I want to develop. I don't want a one and done situation. I want to develop a relationship with Nike, right? I want to develop a relationship. So I'm praying this in my prayer closet, right? And then when I go speak, let me tell y'all something, man. It was terrible, man. It was terrible, right? It was terrible. And I'm talking about, I'm speaking. Now, I've been speaking since I was 19 years old, all right? So I got like 15, 16 years in the game. It was terrible. My mouth got dry. Like I started now it didn't help that Scottie Pippen had just went up before me. I didn't really know Scottie Pippen was going to be there until the night before, right? So they introduced me. I'm looking at Scottie Pippen, you know what I'm saying? I'm all fanned out or whatever. I go up and I speak, man. My mouth get dry. I'm like, and the athletes are close to me, so I see some of them like looking at me like, man, his mouth dry. You know what I'm saying? Man, let me tell you something. When it was over with, the people that work for Nike, the athletes, and Scottie Pippen himself, they was like, man, wow, that was powerful. Man, that was amazing, right? And what happened was, not only did I speak that one time, but Nike called me back a second time and then a third time to come and speak for this program, for this event, right? On top of that, when I got back the second time, they approached me and said, man, look, we got to do a commercial and we want to feature you and your messages in the Nike commercial. I'm like, but here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. When you in your assignment, even when you think you did horrible, you didn't hear what I just said. When you are in your assignment, even when you think you did a terrible job, it's still amazing. It's still why. And look, I can't take no credit, right? Yeah, I've been speaking or whatever, but I prayed and I said, God, I don't just want to do this one time. I want a relationship. You feel what I'm saying? And God took something that I thought was garbage, right? And to the people who heard it, it was amazing. And the other thing that taught me was this, guys. Sometimes we could be our own critic. We could be our biggest critic, right? We could be our worst critic. And the reason why you have not completed the assignment that God told you to is because you're too busy criticizing yourself. All right. So we're not doing that. 2021, we're being fearless and we're going to do the work that God called us to do. Look, that's my time, guys. I appreciate you. Lo-Ammi, keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm proud of you. And much success. Look, this is only the beginning, man. This is only the beginning. The best is yet to come.
Thank you, Taurus. You preaching tonight, man.
That's what I do, man. I preach.
I see.
I'm preaching to myself.
Well, we all received it. Biggest takeaways. Don't be afraid. Let's be courageous. This is our year. Don't wait till next year. Do it now and be consistent. And I love when you said when you are in your assignment. And I think some of us could have examples of this. When you're in your assignment, your worst is actually pretty good.
Come on. That's it. That's it.
Love it. Biggest takeaways. And we appreciate you for motivating us tonight, man. Thank you for being a part of the party.
Amen.
So up next, we have a major announcement. So for those that have stuck around, y'all are about to get some news. Lo-Ammi, what's the major announcement, man?
So as I mentioned, there are two people who have won a free book. Again, my social media managers will be reaching out to those two winners of my book, as well as a free t-shirt. So not only are you getting a book, you'll be getting a t-shirt as well, but that's not the major announcement. As you guys can see on the screen, you know what I'm saying? My website is officially launched for those who haven't pre-ordered. So the website, Lo-Ammi-Richardson.com, this is where you can go find my YouTube channel, my Patreon, my podcast, everything that is Lo-Ammi Richardson, my blogs, everything is on my website, Lo-Ammi-Richardson.com. So you go visit, order your book, order your t-shirt, check out my blogs, check out my YouTube, check out my audios, all of that. It's on my website. It's a one-stop shop. But that's not the big news, Jen. So I had a revelation. Oh, not only that, you know what I'm saying, but those who ordered a book, you will be receiving a free sticker. It's not too much, but, you know, saying on my branding that you can put on your laptop, my iPad, you know what I'm saying? That, what is that LR? It's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? We just living rich out here, you know what I'm saying? We do it. So you're going to get that.
Pine Hills royalty. I'm telling y'all, like, people,
you know, we try to do this out here, and you're also going to get a small card. I want everyone who purchased the book to take a selfie with the book with the hashtag purpose over culture and tag me on Instagram. And I want to give you a shout out. This is a movement. And as I was putting this thing together, God gave me a revelation, Jen, in the shower. And I don't typically get revelations in the shower. People say they do that. I don't. And I feel, and as you guys heard my good brother Taurus speak, you know, I was like, Lord, how can I enter into the public schools and these universities and really impact their lives, not only with my message and my book, but what value can I bring to them? And God said, why don't you start a scholarship fund? So as of today, every book purchased, $1 will go into the I Am Is Greater Than I Was scholarship fund to help you enter into college and the HBCU, since I'm an HBCU grad. But wait, the way that they can come and win this scholarship isn't necessarily by simply writing an essay. I want them to tell me their story, their struggle, what they learned from it, and how this scholarship will propel them to who they will be. And the winner will get at minimum $1,000 scholarship to their college choice. And the way that the student can apply, check this out. Most applications tells you to write a 500-page essay, 500-word essay. If you want to write an essay, you can write an essay. But if you could tell your story through song, through a creative art, through a documentary, whatever creative means that you want to use to share your story, you submit it, and you'll be in the drawing to possibly win a $1,000 scholarship at minimum to kids in the inner city to help them get into college and also trade school, because we want to emphasize trade schools as well. So if you don't feel like you're going to the, higher learning class, but you want to go to the blue collar work, we're going to give you that. And I already, and as I was sharing this vision with a friend of mine, he said, put me down for $500. He was like, and for every dollar is going to be matched. We'll get $1,000. And this is just the beginning of something greater. And so just know that everyone who has purchased the book has already put $1 into that scholarship fund. And we already got a donor for $500 to go into this scholarship. The scholarship is entitled I Am Is Greater Than I Was Scholarship Fund, and is going to help inner city kids go into either trade school or universities, more preferably HBCU. But the way that they can enter to get this scholarship is to tell me their story, their struggle, the lessons they learned, and how this scholarship will propel them to who God has called them to be. And the winner, told in however means, country song, a Vine video, however you want to tell that story and encapsulate that story, is how you can enter to win that scholarship. And the winner, I'll give a check, $1,000, go to the school, to the graduation, give them that big check as a way to say, who you are is going to propel you to who you're going to become. And so that is the major announcement that I wanted to make to everyone. That your contribution isn't just a book. It is going into helping the kids in the inner city. We talk about these things, and I felt, how can I go about doing it? That's the way I'm going to do it. So every dollar, every book purchase, $1 will go into that scholarship fund to help kids in inner city go to trade school or university.
Man, talk about major, Lo-Ammi. Like, when I say this is so beyond you, like this is your calling, man. You always have wanted to help other people, and particularly young people. So that is just beautiful. And it speaks to the overall theme tonight, which was, I mean, if you operate in your assignment,
right?
And you do if you do mediocrity, or you do like kind of poorly, you still doing great. But when you operate in your assignment in excellence, this is what it looks like. You start impacting everybody. And so this is you, man. You are operating in your assignment, in your God-given gift, in excellence. And we are so proud of you. And we are so excited about this scholarship, man. This is dope.
I'm excited as well. And when I shared it, I was like, that's it. That's what this book is going to inspire. So you guys are going to see a little card inside your book that says, thank you, what you have to do. But at the bottom, the announcement that I just made, that $1 for each book purchase, $1 will go to the I Am is Greater Than I Was scholarship fund that will help low income students attend college.
This means y'all need to buy more than one copy, you know.
And books. Mm-hmm.
Gifts. Make sure you tell people to go to the website to buy their own copy. Get your family, your friends. We trying to sell books because we trying to send kids to college. Okay.
Yes. That's what we try. It's bigger than us, y'all. It's a movement. You know what I mean? A movement is a movement. But yeah, I just want to say to everyone who has bought the book, thank you. You know, everyone who has supported me throughout the years, thank you. Jen, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Shout outs to my boy Taurus for giving the word, and DJ Dizzy, Dion. You know, it's all love, and you know, people's like, yo, celebrate your success. I'm like, yo, what's the next phase? I need to sell these books. I'm like, nah, celebrate your success. And because of the pandemic, I couldn't rent a facility in a hall and bring everybody I wanted to, but nonetheless, I wanted to put something together, not just to, celebrate this accomplishment in my life, but our accomplishment, because everybody's a part of this journey. Every person who bought a book, every person who has donated to the ministry and helped me throughout the years, that word of advice, picking up a phone call when I was breaking down, right? Like you are part of this process. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who participated. And Jen, you've been, phenomenal. Just, love you to death. And thank you so much for, taking this on. And to those who watch, I know they were like, yo, she's dope. Can she host my event? Yes, she can, but for a price. And you have to book me. I book through her.
Because I'm a poor Black woman, I need some money. No, but
you know.
But we love you, Lo-Ammi, and we are just so proud of you and happy for you. And like I said, we got your back. We about to. This is a whole movement, like you said, and we're with it. We're with you. And so for everyone that has stuck around the whole time, or if you just joined, thank you. It's this kind of stuff that keeps creators motivated and inspired, and gives us the gas in our tank to keep going. So we appreciate you being here tonight, and we love you as well. For everybody that hit share and shared this out tonight, we appreciate you guys. And make sure you visit the website. And if you did not order your book yet, we're going to order it tonight. Right? Tonight.
$12 to MLK. After we celebrate his birthday, it's going back to the regular price. You know what I'm saying? To the big man's price. You know what I'm saying? So get your copy today. But thank you guys so much for the support. Make sure you order a book, pre-order, or order your copy today. It's officially launched.
Nice. We love it.
All right, you guys. Take care. Blessings to y'all. To the next one.